What's up, Lamar Kingdom? It is your boy London Lamar back at it again with another episode of London Lamar Talks. And today we are talking about Normani. Normani. Once again, we are having a conversation. But this is a good conversation. This is not gonna be all bad, okay? I know you're probably like, what good do you have to say about Normani? No shade, because she's not doing nothing. I mean, but we're gonna get into it. Now it seems like Normani wants to come outside a little bit. But who knows for real? Normani has me a little bit traumatized because, she'll come out and then she'll go back into hiding. And then she'll come out, act like she's coming out, and then she goes back into hiding. So, sometimes seeing her, it triggers me a bit. I got a little trauma, I ain't gonna lie. Now we all know, or at least you should know by now, that Normani released Dopamine June 14th. 6 months ago. No music videos, no visualizers, no real fan interaction other than her release party, and no real social media engagement either. So for that reason, the people are tired. They're like, Dopamine's era is over. It's time to go. Hang it up. Flat screen. I'm so mad you guys can't see me right now. Soon. But anyways, unpopular opinion, I think Dopamine era is not over. It can be saved, it can be revived, it can go back. It can shoot to the stars. It's never too late. But before we get into that, we're gonna get into what my girl has been doing right now. Okay, we're gonna get into her performances. Yeah, we're gonna get into her features. Yeah, let's get into it right now. We're gonna talk about the Dopamine era and saving it towards the end of the video. So you guys stick around. Now, in addition to her recent collaboration with Khalid on the song Personal on the deluxe version of his album Sincere, she's performed twice for Spotify. Spotify is running her the bag, hopefully, because I believe those shows was free. But just because they're free, that doesn't mean, she didn't get paid. That doesn't fucking matter. What matters is that my good sis is on the stage where she loves. The first Spotify performance was for Rnb After Hours, and that was early November, I believe. And then the second was for the Spotify Wrapped Up Party, which was, I think, roughly like maybe 2-3 weeks after. Now, for the Rnb After Hours, mic was on. The mic was on, okay? The second one, it was like on and off. It was half lip singing, half, which isn't a bad thing. I'm not saying that to dig, because a lot of people feel like, oh, you have to sing all the time. These people are performing, okay? She's dancing. You want vocals or you want the dance? You can't have both all the time. The first night, we was getting both, okay? Very smooth tone. It was real great. But when you're performing, y'all gotta give these artists grace, especially when you're performing like Normani performs. This ain't no ranky-dink performance. Now, speaking of performing, it leads me to talk about the discourse with her choreographer, Paris Goebel, I think. Paris Goebel? Sure, let's go with that. I'm sorry if I'm butchering the name. Now, the Nation, which is Normani's fan base, which I am a member, okay? I love me some Normani, seems to be 50-50 on Paris partnering with Normani. If you don't know, Paris is Normani's new choreographer, but it seems like the Nation is not the biggest fan of her. Some people feel like she's good, but they want her to bring another choreographer in. Some people want her to go back to Sean Bankhead, which, sidebar, there's been rumors that they had a fallout behind the scenes, but I don't personally believe in it, but sorry, I just have to. Anyways, back to the main program. I gotta keep it 100. I think I have to agree with the Nation. Like, I don't know if Paris is the best fit for Normani. I do feel like we should give her a little bit grace, but I don't know, because the Wildside performance was good. Big Boy was okay before the solo. I could have did without the solo. I was super disappointed in Candy Paint. Candy Paint was supposed to be the rocker, and it did not rock nothing. It just needed more oomph. Grip was cool. It was a little bit too repetitive. 159 was solid. I think 159 was solid. But overall, I think her choreography is just a little bit repetitive. When you're watching it, it's just like, okay, you get bored quick. The same thing, the same moves. It was a lot of twerking, which is I don't know. I'm just used to Normani dancing. Okay? I don't want to say the choreography is just not complex enough, but it's just, I don't know, it's lackluster. I don't know. It just didn't have that mwah. I feel like Paris is actually really good with R&B. 159 I loved. Wildside I loved. It was cool. But the other ones, like the hits, the Candy Paint. How did you miss with Candy Paint? Come on. I watched and I was like, fuck. Shit. Why? I was so mad. Cause I just knew it was gonna be good and it wasn't. And that's not to be shady. Oh my gosh. I'm just trying to be honest, okay? I'm just trying to be honest. I hope that didn't come off too harsh. But that's how I felt in the moment. Like that's how I felt. I need y'all to feel it. And although I feel that way, I don't necessarily think Normani has to partner back with Sean. I feel like they ran their course, they worked together for a very long time. It's good for Normani to work with any artist at that, to work with other people. Like they don't stick to the same people for their entire career. Like I'm pretty sure her and Sean will work together again in the future, but for right now, he's not needed. And also in Paris's defense, I think a contributing factor to people not really gravitating to her choreography is that we're not used to Normani doing that style of choreography. Like it's slower, it's not as complex. I think I called it lackluster earlier, but I think it was just that specific choreography. Not saying the style is lackluster, but it's just a slower type of choreography. And you gotta think about it. Dopamine is a more sexy album. It gives sensual, and Paris is good at that type of choreography. Hence, WILDSIDE being good, 159 being good. I think even Grip was almost good until it got repetitive. Also, like I said earlier, it was a free event. Now, I don't know if both events were free, but it was a free event. It's not like it was a huge stage. If you guys saw the stage, it wasn't staging. I also think the sound production probably could have been better because the sound wasn't giving live performance. It kind of gave like instrumental, like singing over the instrumental. I can tell they try to add a little bit of extra instruments in there. I also think if they would have added some dance sound effects, it could have made the choreography maybe look better. Like if they're stomping their feet, you could have added some more feet stomps in the sound. Or if they're whipping their hair, you could have added some whip sounds or something to make the dance look more colorful. But again, these are free events, so who knows? They probably was like, let's not put too much effort into this. This is not a big show. It's not like they were selling tickets. It's not anything. I don't want to say it's not anything serious, but it's nothing serious. But then again, with Normani not performing all year, she was supposed to perform at the BET Awards, but she had a quote unquote accident, which again, sidebar, people think she was faking, but we're not here to talk about rumors. So, with that being said, even if these events weren't quote unquote that serious, with her not performing all year, anything from Dopamine, I feel like regardless, there should have been a little bit more effort put into this performance, seeing this is the first and possibly last performance we are getting for this year. But enough of that, on to the good stuff. Because I know earlier I said this is a good video. This has some good things to it. But we had to, we had to get to the nitty gritty first. Dopamine. How will dopamine be saved? What does all this have to do with dopamine? Obviously, she was performing dopamine songs, which notably she did not perform All Yours, which is one of the top songs on dopamine, which she's probably saving for tour. Is tour stupid? A lot of people are like, why would you go on tour? You didn't even promote the album. But that's because there's still some chances next year. She's making y'all sit on this album because we're not going to act like Dopamine wasn't a hit. Yes, it wasn't promoted. Yes, I'm sorry, Normani, you did a terrible shit job promoting this album. But we're not going to act like there was not hits on Dopamine. There were hits on Dopamine. I do believe if music videos are dropped, those hits can get reignited. Which brings me back to my conspiracy theory that I said earlier in the year when I was talking about the Dopamine album and it being a visual project. Okay? The first dose, that's the only visual we got, is the first dose. What if the first dose was just the album? You know what the second dose is going to be? The visuals. Okay? The visuals are coming next year. She said, sit on the album. I'm not going to promote it. Or maybe she just couldn't promote it and decided all the videos are going to come out next year as a visual project. The visual project conspiracy is back. I like to take credit for it because, again, you can check the videos, go back. I've been said it. And another thing I was thinking about, she keeps talking about this tour that she's doing in 2025. That will be the third dose. It has to be the third dose because there's no way she thinks she's gonna go on tour without any visuals being launched. Like that's wild. That's wild. That'll be wild. Okay, but third dose tour, second dose. Visuals. We're gonna get visuals 2025, guys. Okay? I feel it. I knew it when I said it. And now I'm hoping what I'm hoping. Because New Year's is coming. And then she did do I forgot about Freaky Tales. She did Freaky Tales. Hopefully Freaky Tales do come out 2025, because if that comes out 2025, she'll be promoting that. At least I think she would be out promoting that film, right? So 2025 could be a promising year for Normani. Dopamine is not over. I still have faith in Dopamine. And as I said earlier, there are hits on that album. Hits that need music videos. Candy Paint is a great song, but No Shade, not great enough to go without a music video. That's a song that needs a music video in order to prosper. No shade. You need the visual effect of that. So that, I don't know why that was even a single when it was a single. But who knows? Maybe if 2025 goes good, before the tour, you might get a deluxe. We're not getting no deluxe. Let me stop. I'm not holding my breath for that. No shade. But go check out her performances and comment what you guys think below. Did you guys like it? What was some of your favorite choreography? Do you not like any of the choreography? Do you think I was dragging it? Like, let me know. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe. If you watch 3 or more of my videos, you should be subscribed by now. Why are you not subscribed? Just hit the button. Push the goddamn button.